What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to tonight's live stream. How we doing today? Happy Tuesday. We are going to get into some Scream talk as always. So if you have any theories or anything you want to talk about with the Scream franchise, you can start dropping them in the chat and we will get to them. We're going to hang out for probably about an hour. Any other horror movies you want to talk about as well, drop them in the chat. And we are possibly going to get into some Final Destination Bloodlines spoilers today. So I finally saw it today. I thought it was really good. So I want to talk about it a little bit. So fair warning if you have not seen it yet. We will get into some spoilers. I will also, if I bring it up, I will kind of give another spoiler warning right before I talk about it. So if you want to stay, if you haven't seen it and you want to stay for Scream talk, but then I bring up Final Destination 6, I will give another verbal spoiler warning so that you can kind of like log out for a minute. But also people might be spoiling it in the chat. So just be wary of that as well. Because we're gonna talk about it. It was a good movie. Let's see. We have Pirate X here. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Alex. We have Matthew here. Welcome. Pirate X also said, I think the ones that got announced are dead, but the ones that didn't get announced are still alive, like Mickey and Jill. Yeah, so with Roman, I definitely think he's dead. He was shot in the head. With Dewey, he is dead. He's going to be a flashback. With Stu, on the other hand, I think he's alive. Jill, I think there's a possibility. You never know. I don't know how likely it is to happen in Scream 7. And then Mickey, I know there's a lot of people who think Mickey's alive. I personally don't. I don't think it's necessary to the story. Oliver has become a channel member. Thank you so much, Oliver. If anyone else wants to become a channel member, the link is in the description. You'll be able to use the fun Scream emojis in the chat and support the channel, which I greatly appreciate, and get access to some exclusive videos that not everyone on the channel can see. I haven't posted one for my channel members in a while, I know. But I still appreciate the support from you guys. Alex is back with the Scream 7 countdown, 276 days, you guys. So exciting. Hey, Harvey. Matthew says, I got a theory for Scream 7 that Sydney's dad is the opening kill because he was a target in 1. Stu and Billy plan to kill him after Sydney, and I think that draws Sydney out in 7. So when it comes to Neil Prescott, he was technically in Scream 4. There's a deleted scene. Dewey says to Gail that Sydney's dad died, but it was a deleted scene. So is it considered canon? I don't know. I think they can choose to ignore it if they really want to. I think it would be very interesting to see the return of Sydney's father. We haven't seen him since Scream 3. So 25 years ago. That's insane. And it would just be cool to see him be a grandfather to her kids. I mean, we've never seen her be a mother either. So I am looking forward to that dynamic and seeing how Sydney handles motherhood. So having Neil there would be cool. And for him to be the opening kill, I mean, yeah, I've said, like, it's got to be something big to get Sydney to really want to be involved again. And also, if Scream 7 is going to mirror Scream 3, the way that 5 and 6 mirrored 1 and 2 in a lot of ways, we're all assuming Scream 7 is going to have some similarities to Scream 3. Scream 3, Cotton Weary dying in the opening scene, that was our first ever returning character as a kill. And not only that, but just the fact that he was a man. Like, what if Scream 7's opening kill is a returning character who is a man? That could be Neil Prescott. So this is not a bad theory, Matthew. I could definitely see that being a possibility. Hey, Kylan. Matthew just started watching Breaking Bad. Nice. That is a good show. I have seen it before. There's also a spin-off show, Better Call Saul. I didn't see that whole thing, but I kind of watched a few episodes here and there, and that was pretty good. Hey, layoffs and liquidations. I hope you're well. Hey, Tristan. Hey, Paula. We have 41 people here right now. That's insane. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, guys. Always a blast talking movies. We're probably going to do just about an hour today. Hey, Chocolate Ice. Hey, we love Deadpool. Do you know why Scream 5 did not come out until 11 years after Scream 4 came out? Also, wasn't Joe Roberts originally going to be in Scream 5, having survived being shot in Scream 4? Yeah, so Scream 5, it did take a long time to come out, kind of. I think there's a few reasons. One being that Scream 4 didn't really perform that well in the box office. I always say, like, Scream 4 was way ahead of its time. People were not ready for it. And also I think the death of Wes Craven, like, kind of put things off. He fully intended to, yeah, like you said, Jill was going to survive Scream 4, and Scream 5, what if it came out back then, would have followed Jill going to college and another Ghostface kind of stalking her and like knowing her secret. So every day I think about the Scream 5 that we could have gotten back in the day. Total bummer. Final Destination Bloodlines is one of my most surprise of the year. Yeah, it was good. I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't really know what to expect, honestly, because I kind of heard mixed reviews. Initially, I heard that it was like so good, and then I kind of heard that it was just like okay, it wasn't that great. I thought it was good. I think if I had to rate it right now, I would say probably 8 out of 10. Not a perfect movie, but a lot of good kills, good characters too. Like Eric. Eric was my favorite character, played by Richard Harmon, I think his name is. I always say, like, all that I ask out of a movie is to give us characters that we actually care about and that we actually like and have a personality. And this movie had some great characters. Bobby was good too. I liked Bobby. Hey, Wrestling God. How you doing? Hey, Grant. Welcome to the stream. I am doing good. Thank you. I hope you are too. Hey, J-Rod. Sierra says, I just finished Final Destination and loved it. Yeah, I just saw it today. So good. So good. Man. We might get a teaser for Stranger Things 5 on May 31st. That's what I keep hearing. Like, a few people have told me that, but I don't think they like officially announced that. Like, the Stranger Things people or the Netflix people did not say, to my knowledge, they have not said like, oh yeah, guys, we're getting something May 31st. I've just heard a few people here on YouTube say that. Is it true? I hope so. I mean, it's about freaking time. Doesn't it come out in fall? So that's not of this year. So that's not that far away. If all 12 Ghostfaces were to kill each other in a battle royale, who would come out on top in your opinion? I mean, I gotta go Billy or Stu just because They're my favorites. I love them. I think they're the best Ghostfaces. So one of them, I'm gonna go with Stu, just because I love him. He's clearly resilient if he's alive, like I think he is. So hey, Lefty Twigs. Hey, Sebastian. Hey, Captain J. Happy Taco Tuesday. I did not eat tacos for dinner tonight. Harvey says, Final Destination Bloodlines is probably my favorite in the franchise. First I've seen at the cinema, great opening sequence, wonderful music usage, good kills, hilarious, and mainly Eric. Yeah, I agree with all of this, Harvey. So spoiler warning to anyone who has not seen it. If you don't want spoilers, we're about to get into some spoilers. So click away for a couple minutes and then come back. Yeah, so the opening scene was great. It was also the first one that I saw in theaters. I don't think it's my favorite. I still love the third one. Like, the third one is so good. The third one is actually the first one that I ever saw. So that's probably why I love it so much. But this one might be my second favorite, honestly. I think it's the second best in the franchise. I agree. I thought the music was great and good kills. And Eric, man, he was such a good character. And when he died, oh my God, I really was rooting for him. I was like, maybe he'll live. You know, there's not many survivors in this franchise. The only one I can think of is from the second one, right? The girl, is her name Kimberly? As far as I know, she's the only survivor. Maybe I'm wrong. I was hoping somehow he would get out of it alive. His death hurt so bad. I honestly was like so upset. I was thinking to myself, like, I don't even want to watch the rest of this movie. But also his death was a good death. Like, it was a good scene. And, you know, I always say that's what you want from these movies. You want characters that you care about and you want to root for. And then when they do die, you actually care that they died, you know, and feel sad. That doesn't always happen in every movie that I watch. In fact, in most movies these days, I feel like I don't care whether the characters live or die because I didn't get attached to them. But Eric, great death. And then, of course, it's followed up with Bobby's death, which was rough too. I was like, maybe he's going to survive it because he got the EpiPen. That didn't last very long. Another reason, like, so the whole plot twist about Eric, his dad not being his real dad, I was like, maybe he'll survive. But as Stephanie said, when you mess with death, things get messy. So R.I.P. Eric. How would you feel if Dewey was behind Stu Colt? I would not like it if somehow Dewey was alive and behind the cult. I, first of all, definitely think Dewey's dead. I know there's a lot of fans who think maybe he's alive, especially because of the David Arquette announcement. Like, I think he's definitely dead and it's going to be flashbacks. But some fans think maybe he was in a coma and maybe Gale just didn't say anything to protect him because the new Ghostfaces would have went after him. Which I guess that's a possibility, but like, I don't know. But if Dewey turned out to be behind the cult, no, I think it would just ruin the pure innocence of this character. I think there's no way Dewey would ever be a killer like that. Of course, I mean, it would kind of be a good twist, just because I wouldn't see it coming. I would be shocked. I would feel betrayed. The other characters would feel betrayed, but I just think so many fans would be upset if Dewey was somehow alive behind the cult I think it would just ruin the character. He's one of the few pure and innocent characters, and I don't know, I just don't see it happening. Hold on a second. Hey, Chris, you said, do you think that Dexter Resurrection will have multiple seasons? Because I heard Clyde Phillips said that he wants to fix the season 8. Yeah, they confirmed that they plan to do multiple seasons. I guess we'll have to wait and see how the show does, but I mean, this show is so popular. It might be Showtime's most popular show ever, I think. So yeah, they're definitely getting a season 2. I'm thinking there could be at least 3 seasons, maybe 5. But yeah, Clyde Phillips, I think he left after season 4. And he really does not like the final seasons. He doesn't like how the show ended. So hopefully he gets to write some of that. By the way, guys, we do have a goal that is live in the chat. If we can do 10 $5 super chats within the next 40 minutes, we'll do a bonus stream this week. Also, just a reminder, tomorrow we are doing a Scream 1996 live watch party. In case you didn't see that I posted it, it's already scheduled for tomorrow, May 28th, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So hopefully you can make it. Our last stream, we met our super chat goal. So you guys made it happen. Thank you so much. We are having a watch party tomorrow, which is going to be so much fun. We haven't done a Scream watch party in months. We did the whole franchise like months and months ago. I feel like almost a year ago at this point. So it's been a while since we all sat down together and watched Scream. So it's going to be fun. Get your snacks ready. Derek says Stu is 100% alive. I am with you. Sebastian says, do you think one of the survivors of Scream 7 will be a Ghostface in Scream 8? Possibly. Yeah, I think that would be cool. And something that has never happened before. That is something I've said on the channel. Like, we need that, you know? I felt like it could have happened with Danny. I think if Danny was gonna be in 7, they possibly would have revealed him to be like a secret killer from Scream 6. I also wanted it to happen with Kirby. I know a lot of people love Kirby, and so do I. She's like in my top 5 favorite characters in the franchise. So a lot of people wouldn't want to see her be a Ghostface, but I would. I think it could work pretty well. Matthew says, the only way I see Mickey returning alive is if they explain the bricks helped him survive the gunshots. But even then, Gale and Sydney tore his ass up with the guns. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Is it possible? Yes, because he wasn't shot in the head. And the franchise literally emphasizes unless they were shot in the head, they can come back. And yeah, I mean, he was shot like freaking 10 times or something. But look at what Chad survived. He's been stabbed 30 times. Like, you know, crazier things have happened. Yeah. Final Destination spoiler coming in if you haven't seen it. Captain J says, did you also hate the kid with the penny? My theater clapped when he got killed. Yes, I hated him right off the bat. From when they were in the elevator and he was stomping on the floor, immediately I was like, ugh, hate this kid. And then of course it only gets worse. But now, okay, so when he dies, that's just her vision, right? So did he really die? She saved a lot of people. So I imagine he didn't actually die, but seeing it happen was so good. So good. Man. And I saw it coming too, and I internally cheered. Chris says, I'm hoping Stu is the cult leader of the Ghostface cult in Scream 7. Mm-hmm. Me too. I believe it's gonna happen. Hey, Thomas, you said, hope you're well. Thank you. I hope you are too. You also said, I recently saw Bloodlines and loved it, teared up at Todd's scene, but was happy. Yeah, I got a little teary-eyed too. Because I knew it was coming, and I saw a bunch of people talking about it, like on Twitter and stuff, how it was emotional. So I was expecting to cry, and definitely got a little teary-eyed. Hey, Carl, you said, I'm personally not a fan of the cult of Ghostface idea. I hope they do something different. Can't wait to see what route they take. Yeah, I guess it's not for everyone, but I love it. That's the main thing I want. That's what I'm here for. We Love Deadpool says Tony Todd's message in Bloodlines was actually unscripted, and he was saying goodbye to the fans. Damn, I think I heard something about that. Is that true? That's so sad. Retrogeist says, I just finished the Final Destination franchise, and I gotta say, Final Destination 1, 5, and 6 are my top 3. Interesting. 5 is good. I do love 5. The ending of 5 is like amazing. That caught me so off guard. The first time I saw it, I'll never forget seeing the ending of 5 for the first time. My top 3 is probably FD3, Bloodlines, and then maybe 5. Either 5 or 2. I do think, like, the first one is so nostalgic for me, but the kills in 2 are such a step up from 1. So for that reason, I think 2 is better than 1. And 4 sucks. 4 sucks so bad. Like, if I just recently did a rewatch, and if I were to do another one now, I would probably skip 4. But yeah, solid top 3 Retrogeist. Derek has not seen FD6 yet. It was good. I just saw it today. Captain J has become a channel member. Thank you so much, Captain J. I appreciate you always supporting the channel, always being here, hanging out, commenting, and also on my TikTok. I appreciate you showing some love over there. If anyone doesn't know, I do have a TikTok account where I post content that I don't post on here. So if you're looking for some more content from me, please follow me over on TikTok. It's the same name as my YouTube, Sistapam. Beyond the Horizon is here. Welcome to the stream. You said, what if Roman was around helping Billy and Stu during the events of Scream 96? I think Craven Something Scary also talked about it on his channel. Yeah, so, I mean, definitely possible. Like, they could retcon that, you know? I mean, it's technically already a retcon that he even tracked Billy down in the first place, so yeah. Who knows? I think Craven thinks it's like the Ghostface in the grocery store and outside of Tatum's house. I think he thinks that could have been Roman, which, yeah, I mean, totally possible. Captain J says, "What were your snacks for the movies?" Yes, movie prices are crazy, especially in New York City. I usually go to Five Below and buy snacks. Yeah, I got most of my snacks from Walmart this past weekend, knowing that I was going to go to the movie. So I bought my popcorn at the movie theater because you cannot beat movie theater popcorn. But the candy and soda, I bought at Walmart. I got Raisinets because that is a classic movie candy, and I got Nerds gummy clusters. So those were my snacks for the movie today. Sometimes I do Twizzlers. I feel like usually when I go to the movies, I get Twizzlers, and Milk Duds are some of my another one of my favorite movie snacks, but didn't get those today. And I still have some leftover, which I will probably eat during our Scream watch party tomorrow. I brought home the rest of my candy and the rest of my popcorn because I didn't finish it. I got a small and I only ate like half of it. The small is pretty big, so gonna have those snacks tomorrow during our watch party. Alex says, if Stu Macher is leading a Ghostface cult, do you think that it consists largely of kids who go to school with Sydney's daughter? Honestly, I think that it should consist mainly of adults. I hadn't really thought about that, to be honest. I know that the original plan was that he was going to be controlling like high school students or college students in Scream 3. But when I think about the cult for Scream 7, I have kind of been picturing mostly adults. Um, I do think Richie and Amber were in the cult. So Amber was a high school student. Richie was an adult. Jason and Greg, college students. I think it'll be a mix of both, honestly. Um, so we'll see. Harvey says, I thought Richard Harmon as Eric was going to annoy me, but he's become my favorite character in a Final Destination film. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling that I was going to like him because I do like him as an actor. I've seen him in a few different things. Just trying to get the Knicks game on here because they're starting right now. Yeah, I think he's my favorite character in the whole franchise, honestly. I loved him. I loved his character. Matthew says that MRI kill scene in Final Destination 6 gave me trauma of MRIs. It's sort of like the log truck in Final Destination 2. Yeah, that's funny. I've never had to get an MRI. But when that was happening where it was, you know, magnetic, like attracting all of the metal, I was like, is that even possible for it to be that strong? That's insane. Yeah, that was traumatizing. That was probably my favorite kill in the whole movie. What channel is the Knicks game on? Is it on ESPN tonight or TNT? I think it's on TNT, but my HBO Max is not working right now. Of course. Hey, Jesse. The Skyview Tower in Bloodlines had me on the edge of my seat. Yeah, that was a great scene, honestly. T Movies says, I wonder if Bloodworth has any kids that could appear in a future film. I wonder, when they revealed that he was the kid, from the opening, my jaw dropped. I was not expecting that. I thought that was a fun little twist. Wrestling God says, do you think that Scream 7 is going to ignore the continuity of what happened with 6 because people have been saying that it continues the story of 1 through 4? I don't think so, because the twins are in the movie, so I don't think they can ignore it. Yeah, Final Destination 4 is definitely the worst in the franchise. The kills suck. Like, it's all CGI, like, looks so fake. And some of the acting is just so cheesy. Hey, Destin. Yeah, I finally saw Final Destination 6 today. It was so good, honestly. You also said Kevin Williamson is great at making you like characters just to take them out. True. Yes. Yep. I think we definitely need to get back to that in Scream 7 because I feel like Scream 5 and 6 did not do a great job at that. 6 definitely, I feel like there were no big deaths. I wasn't attached to anyone. I feel like the biggest death in 6 was probably Annika, and I didn't even care for her that much, like, I didn't really care that she died. And same with 5. 5 definitely did a better job than 6 with that. Obviously, like, Judy's death was really sad, and Wes. Like, I was sad for Wes, especially because of the whole Judy thing. But other than that, in 5, I didn't really care about anyone. I didn't care about Liv. Liv is probably one of the worst characters in the whole franchise. She was just boring and, like, there was no substance to her. But yeah, we definitely have to get back to that in 7. Thank you so much for stopping by, Destin. And anyone here who is not subscribed to Destination Station, go check him out. He's got a lot of great horror content. Antonia says, were you sad when Justin Long died in Jeepers Creepers? Yeah. I love that movie. That honestly is probably my favorite horror movie after the whole Scream franchise. Jeepers Creepers, my favorite. I saw it super young. I just made a TikTok about this the other day, so I don't know if you're referencing my TikTok. That movie came out in 2001. I saw it probably a few years later when I was like 8 years old and instantly fell in love with Justin Long. Became obsessed with him. And yeah, his death at the end, traumatizing. Those screams from him are like seared into my brain. Alex says, I agree with you. The original plan for Scream 5 was much better than what the movie ended up being. It's unfortunate that the original plan was not ultimately carried out. Yeah, I think if they had done a trilogy back then, 4, 5, and 6, I think it could have been so freaking good. 5 would have had Jill returning. Kirby probably would have been in it too because Wes Craven always felt since 2011 that Kirby survived. He tweeted about it in 2012. Someone tweeted at him saying, is Kirby really dead? And his response was, I don't think so, because she was still moving the last time we saw her. So Kirby would have been back. And I would like to think that in Scream 6, had they continued a decade ago, that they would have brought back Stu back then. I feel like it's been this plan for decades that they keep trying to make happen, and it just didn't work out, and now's the time to do it. Because the reason I say that is because like we said earlier, the original plan for 3 was Stu was gonna be leading this cult of young adults, high school students, and I feel like little elements of that bled into Scream 4 with the whole cinema club. And I have theories on the channel, like, were Jill and Charlie a part of Stu's cult, and we just didn't find out? And that would have been the grand finale for the new trilogy back then, had they continued? I don't know. Didn't the policeman survive Final Destination 2? I don't know. Um, I don't know. Does anyone have an answer for this? It's hard for me to remember. Like, I just watched it not that long ago, but I was super sick when I watched it. I had, like, a fever and everything, so I was kind of, like, in and out of sleep, honestly. Harvey said, "With Eric, even the simple overplayed line of, 'Is that why he wanted to play catch with me?' made me laugh." Yeah. Literally, like, every line of his was so funny. His delivery, I just loved him. He was just such, like, a charming character. Um, hey, Brett. Um, hold on, I will get to your comment. Um, I'm just setting up my phone to kind of film some content for TikTok. You said, "I think Stu was on the phone with Tara in Scream 5 in the beginning. Ghostface took it personally when Tara said Billy was the only killer." Yes, I completely agree with you, Brett. I do have a detailed theory video on the channel about this. I do think Stu was on the phone with Tara. There are quite a few clues. Like you said, Ghostface gets offended when Tara forgets to mention Stu. Ghostface asks Tara who was the killer in Stab 1, and she says Billy Loomis, and Ghostface is like, "Wrong, Billy Loomis and Stu Macher." So it's like Stu, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, Stu constantly gets forgotten and kind of erased from the story. Characters like don't know who he is. Liv in Scream 5 is like, "Who's Stu Macher?" So I just think that's interesting. I have a lot of thoughts and theories on that on the channel. There's some other clues in Scream 5's opening scene that this could be Stu. When Tara says, when they're talking about Stab 1, Tara says that movie's like super 90s. And Ghostface says, "Huh, like, like it's kind of an insult to call something super 90s." And Ghostface is like chuckling about it. I don't know. And then also when they're talking about elevated horror, Tara's saying how the Babadook or something is elevated horror, and Ghostface is like, "Elevated horror? What's that?" Like, Stu is older, and he's an old-fashioned guy, and elevated horror is sort of this, like, newer concept, so would he know what elevated horror is or care to know what it is? Probably not. Um, yeah, there's a few clues in that scene that Stu was the one on the phone with Tara. Um, Kylan says, "I feel like they should slow down on the Scream movies. Don't get me wrong. I love the franchise to death, but some people are getting tired of the movies coming out so fast." I get what you're saying. I do feel like my issue with like Scream 6 is that I do feel like it was super rushed after Scream 5. And you can tell like the quality of it is not great. There's a lot of plot holes in Scream 6. I feel like they could have taken more time to get things right and give it the attention that it deserves. So at least with Scream 7, there has been a little bigger of a gap since Scream 6. Obviously, there were delays for whatever reason, like Melissa getting fired. Um, but they've reworked the script like a few times, and I think honestly that's a good thing. So I don't know. Scream 8's already in development though, so let's see here. Harvey says, when watching Final Destination Bloodlines, every time I heard, you know, you make me want to shout, I was nearly out of my seat dancing. Same. That is a great song. I was so excited to see that it was in the movie because I freaking love that song. And if I am on a dance floor and that song comes on, I lose my shit. Like that is so much fun. When it plays at a wedding, so much fun. When it because I used to go dancing at bars like all the time. I used to work in a bar where late at night the dining room would turn into a dance floor. Just hearing that song on the dance floor is the best. It's so much fun. What actor do you see as the new Freddy Krueger if they ever make one? So we were talking about this in the last stream, and I gave an answer, and I can never remember his name. Hold on a second. Cameron Monaghan, who plays Ian Gallagher in Shameless, I think he would be a good Freddy Krueger. Everyone always talks about who would you cast as a new Freddy Krueger if they ever make a new Nightmare on Elm Street, and I think he would be a good one. I said in my last stream, I did not come up with this idea on my own. I think Mike from We Watched a Movie talked about it on his channel, and when he said his name and I pictured him, I was like, yes, he would be an amazing Freddy Krueger. And we were also talking about how I think he plays Joker in Gotham. So he plays like this good unhinged character. I think Cameron Monaghan would make a great Freddy Krueger. What do you guys think? Do you have anyone else in mind who could be a good Freddy Krueger? I don't know. He's the only one that I can really think of. Lila West or Hannah McKay? That's tough. They're both great characters. I think I enjoyed Lila's story a lot more, though. I think I would go with Lila. Alex says, if Scream 5 had focused on Jill Roberts, who do you think would have been the person stalking her? My guess is that person would have been someone who survived the events of Scream 4, such as Kirby Reed. Yes, I agree with you, Alex. So I have talked about this on the channel a little bit, and I was kind of saying earlier in the stream, Kirby is someone who I would like to see as a Ghostface. I love her. She's one of my favorite characters, but I think she would be a good Ghostface. And to have her be our first ever character who's a survivor, who is later revealed as a Ghostface in like the next movie, I think that would be such a great twist. And yeah, so there's this one scene in Scream 4. It's during the Stabathon where I go into great detail in a theory video if you want to check it out, because I'm not going to get into all the crazy details in this video, in this stream. But during the Stabathon, the movie starts and Gail has set up the camera, and the camera is on the audience. And Kirby was seated to watch the movie, and then as soon as the movie starts, she's missing. She's not sitting there anymore. And then that is when the Ghostface attacks Gail, I believe. But Jill wasn't there at the Stabathon. She was at home. And Then we see Kirby approach Charlie and Robbie talking and drinking. So how could Charlie have gotten in and out of costume quickly? But where was Kirby the whole time? We don't know where she was. She was out of her seat. So I feel like obviously Kirby wasn't revealed as a Ghostface in Scream 4, but what if they were saving that for Scream 5? And like you said, the original plan for Scream 5, had they continued back then, Jill would have been in college with a new Ghostface stalking her who knew her secret. And what if that was going to be revealed to be Kirby? I feel like that would have been it. That could have worked, and it would have been a great twist. Our first ever survivor to be later revealed as a Ghostface. So I am with you, Alex. Yeah, because like who else would know her secret, you know? Hey Marcus. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. You said thoughts on Bloodlines. It's mid for me. The story doesn't make sense nor tie into the franchise the way I hoped. You know, that you have a point. I kind of agree. I really enjoyed it. I liked a lot of the characters, a lot of the kills, but it didn't tie into the franchise the way I was expecting it. I don't know. Like I thought it was going to have to do with a lot of the previous people from the previous movies. Like I don't know. So the people from the previous sequels, are those all descendants of the people from Skyview? Like that's what I was thinking was going to happen. That somehow they were all connected and somehow all descendants. So it didn't tie into it the way I was thinking, but I don't know. Did you see the monkey? I did. I did see the monkey. It was pretty good. It was a good movie. I don't know. The way people were raving about it, I was expecting to be blown away, and I wasn't really, but it was good. Hey, Ven. Yes, we are doing Scream Watch Party tomorrow, in case anyone here is just joining this stream. Tomorrow, May 28th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we are doing a live watch party of Scream. So get ready. It's going to be fun. I realize I am super behind in the chat. I apologize. It's really hard to get to everyone when we have almost 50 people here, which is amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to everyone just because we're only going to go for like 10 more minutes. Today is going to be just an hour stream. So if you have any comments or questions that you definitely want me to see before the stream is over, you can send in a super chat because that guarantees that I see it. But I will get to as many more as I can. Before we wrap it up in about 10 minutes. Harvey says, to quote Home Alone about the coin kid from Final Destination Bloodlines, look what you did, you little jerk. That's a great quote from Home Alone. That's so funny. Yeah. That kid really, really pissed me off. Hey, RJ, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, the Tony Todd scene, man, so sad. Did you hear that a theater had something dangerous happen during a showing of FD6? I did hear about that. That's insane. The ceiling freaking collapsed. When I heard that, I was like, oh, great. I'm about to go see this movie. Do you think Scream 7 will get a popcorn bucket? Definitely, for sure. I mean, Scream 6 did, and now, like, every movie gets a popcorn bucket. So, yeah, it's such a popular thing now. Why do I feel like Scream 6 started that off? Did movies have special popcorn buckets before Scream 6? Maybe that's just the first one that I noticed because I'm obsessed with Scream. But yeah, I think for sure. Thank you, Deadpool. Yes, if all 48 people who are here right now could please give the stream a like, definitely helps out the channel. Hey, Kane. Hey, Ray. No worries. We didn't talk about it that much. We talked about some of the kills and our love for Eric. Yeah, the MRI kill, definitely the best. That was good. Go Knicks. What's the score now? Ooh, they're down by 4 right now, but plenty of time left. Yeah, great send off for Tony Todd's character. I was saying earlier, like, that little twist about him being the kid that Iris saved, that, like, shocked me. I was not expecting that. Sierra says, I'm supposed to get an MRI soon. As soon as I saw the MRI room, I was like, wish I've seen this after. Yeah, it's so funny. Like, this franchise has just traumatized so many people for, like, normal, everyday things. Ray's current ranking is 3, 1, 6, 2, 5, and 4. That's pretty solid. I'd say mine is probably similar. 3 and 6 are definitely in my top 3, just like you. And 4 is definitely in last place for me. I might swap 1 and 2 just because I think the kills in 2 are better than the first one. So pretty solid ranking though. When do you think new Dexter trailer will drop? So I don't know. I thought possibly this month, but this month is almost over. If not this month, then definitely sometime in June because the show premieres less than halfway through July. So if we don't get it this week, sometime in June. Scream 7's release is February 27th of 2026. Harvey's Final Destination ranking is 631542. Interesting. 6 was up there for me. Hey, the dark side with love. Saw fan, Human Centipede. I am a Saw fan. I have seen Human Centipede, but Human Centipede was so popular when I was, like, in middle school. So, yeah, I watched them out of sleepover, and it was pretty traumatizing. Saw, I'm still not caught up on the Saw franchise. I've seen most of them. I remember, like, 7 years ago, I binged, like, all of the Saw movies in a day. And then I hadn't rewatched them until recently, a few months ago, like, probably around Halloween season. I think I stopped at 6, so I still have a few that I need to watch, and I have not seen the 10th one yet, which I hear is is good. Marcus says Eric and Bobby were the best characters in the entire movie, especially Eric. He made the movie watchable for me. I agree. I loved the two of them. Eric was so good. He definitely was the best character, the best part of the whole movie. Question, by the way, where the hell was their mom towards the end? Like after the sister died and she like reacted to her death and was like, "Oh, it's my fault. My baby's dead now." Where was she? Like I don't know. I thought that was weird. Hey, Keon. Yeah, Ray, I was gonna bring this up, but I wasn't sure. So I did hear about this that the Final Destination 3 DVD, Choose Their Fate special feature, has Kimberly and Officer Burke dying in a wood chipper. Not sure if it's canon though. Yeah, I've heard a few YouTube channels like talking about that. I don't know. I personally wouldn't consider it canon. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see them again. Keon is on season 2 of Dexter. Nice. Ray says my favorite death in FD6 has to be the lawnmower. I'm surprised they showed that one in the trailer. Thankfully, I avoided all trailers until the movie, so it really surprised me. Yeah, so when I was watching the movie today, I thought to myself, that whole scene at the barbecue in the backyard didn't really have any suspense for me because we literally saw what was going to happen. And then the scene with Eric in the tattoo shop also had no suspense for me because I remember from the trailer, there was the scene where he's on the road and the truck almost hits him, which of course didn't kill him either. But when he was in the tattoo shop, I knew he wasn't going to die because we still hadn't seen that scene with him almost get hit by the truck. So a couple of those scenes had no suspense for me because the trailers ruined them. Matthew says Glenn Powell could be a decent Freddy. Yeah, he might be good. Nice, Keon. Yes. One more reminder before we wrap up this stream. We are doing Scream 1996 live watch party tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's posted on the channel. It's scheduled, so you can go over there and hit notify me so that you get notified when we go live. Scream 7 comes out next year, 2026, but pretty early 2026, February. And I keep saying it will be here before we know it. Because think about it, it's about to be summer. And then once summer's here, it's about to be Halloween season. And then it's Christmas. And then once Christmas is over, we're like there already for Scream 7. So it will be here before we know it. Hey, horrors galore. Marcus says Saw 11 might be saved. Josh Stolberg, Saw producer, posted a murder board with kills from the franchise with the caption 6/10/2025. Please let this be great news for Saw 11. Yeah, so I heard something. I don't know what you're actually referring to. I didn't hear about that, but I heard something about after they announced that the movie was dead, then they kind of teased something, or like Billy the Puppet tweeted something kind of teasing it. So, I mean, you know, the franchise is so popular and 10 did so well. How could they not? Okay, so we are going to wrap up, unfortunately. I wish I could stream longer tonight, but I can't. But we did a solid hour, so that's good. It really flew by. I feel like we just started. I feel like we've only been streaming for like 5 minutes, but we did an hour. So thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out with me. Always a blast. I am so looking forward to our watch party tomorrow. Yes, let's go Knicks. So hopefully you guys can make it 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Get your snacks ready. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. And I will see you tomorrow.